Hello everybody, this is Tweezarus, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Takara 40th anniversary. This is their missing link, but it is a Sentinel Prime, so it's a special edition version of one of the greatest figures that's been released this year already. So what we're going to do, we're going to unbox this live, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We'll have a quick look at, of course, him compared with the original owners of this particular mould, and of course we'll bring in some different coloured Optimus Prime and Diaclone cabs just to get and have a look at them all together, to be honest, because I think they will look fantastic. So we are looking at the box first and foremost. Once again, it is exactly the same box, but because, well, Takara tend to do this quite a lot when they do like special editions, special release figures. They release them in like a black and white box, or like e-hobby sometimes it's just blue and white, but with the case of this you can see it's just black and white, and well, black, white and grey, and it looks fantastic. Now what this figure is, it's a real deep cut, I suppose, homage to the truck that the Sky Spy scans in the very first episode. So I think it's called More Than Meets the Eye in the US, but in the UK it was called Arrival from Cybertron. So again, just a great use, and in all honesty, let's be really dead honest, a great excuse to release this figure with a different color scheme, and indeed just use the mold over and over again. In fact, guys, I'd like you to put a guess or let me know in the comments how many times you think they're going to use this mold. So do you think we'll get a Nemesis? Do you think we'll get a Toxitron? I'm pretty sure we probably will on all of them. Now what I'm probably not going to do, I do apologize unless you really want me to, but because it's no real different to the other missing link, and I'm sure we've all seen a roller before, I'm probably not going to build this up. But what I will do is use one of the ones that I've already got from another Optimus Prime figure, and I don't think the bullets fire anyway, and honestly I think that they've stopped the firing mechanism, which is a bit strange because even in Japan I didn't think they'd stop that yet. And we've got to, of course, compare all of the accessories just to give you an idea of the colour difference. But let's see if we can get this out without making that horrible noise when you're removing something from polystyrene. So let's have a go at it. That's not too bad. Yeah, as I was saying, so this particular mold use is the figure just blew me away when I first A, saw it, and B, got to hold it in hand. It's just such a clever idea, and I love the fact that we already know that we're definitely going to be getting a Sunstreaker, as well, of course, as Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. It'll be interesting as well to see if we get the reverse colours of them. I'm sure they will. If we've got a yellow Sentinel Prime truck, then I'm pretty sure we will. So we'll come to the cab in a second. Let's just quickly, in fact, let's have a look at the paperwork that I've left all inside here. Again, in this particular video I won't be putting the stickers on, but I'm definitely going to show you the collector's card and I suppose what's inside. And I've already seen on some photos the contents of what's inside here. As I say, I think I'm actually going to go through one day, get all my e-hobby figures out and just start to put all the stickers on them, to be honest. But that is, yeah, that's just a Generation 1 Optimus Prime sticker sheet, or Convoy, of course, as he was known in Japan. That is a brilliant homage to the original leaflets from the original Takara Transformers toy line, again from 1984. I mean, it's pretty much, yeah, it's so clever. I love this. Oh, in fact, it's a missing link one. Let's have a look at this. So missing link. Convoy again was Optimus Prime's name in Japan. So we've got the Convoy ones. I'm going to cross my fingers. Oh no, I thought we would have had Bumblebee and Cliff on that, but not yet. And that, funnily enough, guys, that was pretty much, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that was original artwork from 1984 used in a store display in Japan. So beautiful artwork. That's a lovely little flyer, way better than I expected it to be, obviously. We've got the instructions, which we're not going to need them. And we've got the lovely collector's card. Again, Takara started doing this years and years ago. Funnily enough, there's a Trainbot one, and of course it's pretty, look, it's the same size, same dimensions, same hole at the top. Yeah, I love little homage things like this. It's just the little things, I suppose, that keep us happy. Tech spec decoder. Let's have a look at this while we're here. We might as well bring the box back, turn it round, and let's have a look. There he is. Unfortunately, I can't translate that, but there you go. I can translate or read that for you. So there you go. I love that. Silly little gimmick. Still works. Still puts a smile on my face every time I see it. So let's open up the trailer. Wow, that's stiff. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. It's just because it's brand new. And yeah, I can't do the launcher anyway, so I'm not going to bother with the roller for that particular reason. But what I do believe that you can do, is it the same? Is it the same as the original? Is the other one that you can slide it off? I don't want to damage this and pull it off in any way. Oh yeah, you probably can fire the missiles looking at that. So the combat deck is great. It is of course going to be used as a repair bay as well. And of course, I'm sure you all know the story by now that this basically would used to be able to house, it does open up a little pilot, because that's what of course this particular figure especially evolves from Diaclone to be able to do that. So there we go. Does this slide off? I can't remember how it did with Convoy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause very quickly. I'm going to tidy up this workspace and I'm going to check the instructions to see if I can take that off. Right then, so I have just checked the instructions. I did just want to reassure myself it is just ridiculously stiff. So what you can do is you've got to apply a bit of pressure, push this towards the end and then lift it up. So this does come off, which is great, but it's also got, as I say, with this, I'm going to balance that there. As I say, I'm going to tidy all this up. It's got the hose and the hose pipe and nozzle as well, because again, when this was a Diaclone figure, it's exactly that. It was a little play set. You had all these little figures that could maneuver around on it, etc. Oh, and you could just do some really fun things with it. So I'll show you a few of them. Let's see if I can do this with that in the background, or do I need to take it out of the way? There we go. So of course you can bring out the support struts to the trailer like so. This again, I love the way that they highlighted this in the new Studio Series Commander class version as well. Of course they of course Evan got it in that you could attach this to the top of the roller, but this has got its own wheels, which is great. You can maneuver this around, and as I say, it should be used properly as sort of a repair base. So here we've got the hose and indeed the nozzle, and this is just giving me so many good memories of doing all this, as I say, when I was a kid. So you would attach the hose into there, and then you've got the pump, and funnily enough, these go for silly amounts of money now on the original G1. So I wonder if there'll be any unscrupulous buyers out there and sellers and probably put them in. So you could attach this into one of these holes here, and then you could use this as a fuel pump to of course fill up the cab. Right, I'm going to bring that out the way. I'm going to close this down just for, in fact, I'll leave it up just to show you that you can of course use it like an attack bed like that. And of course, if we put the missiles in and fire it out of there like so, you can't really see that. Let me move everything out of the way. So yeah, again, like a play set, loads of different functions that you could do with it. And of course, as I say, when we get him in robot mode in a second, I'll show you that as well. So should all connect underneath to the bottom exactly the same, which it does. Let's close that up there, close this up there, and it is brilliant. For those of you who want to know, the wheels, they are in fact, yes, they are rubber, which of course it just should be. I know that there's obviously the worry that they may perish later on as the years go along, but they had to do they just had to do rubber tires with this purely because it's just so nostalgic. Right, let's bring in some other primes then. So I've got the original Diaclone blue cab here, which looks good. I've got an original red cab here as well, so you can see that they do all look very good together, to be fair. Oh, I've just noticed the lovely tinted windows there. I didn't notice that at all until I've just seen that. So that's all three of them together. I've got a few other cabs I'm going to be bringing in, especially in robot mode. So let's have a look at the rest of the detail. The chrome is fantastic on the fuel tanks, on the smokestacks, on the wheels, on the bumper, everywhere. It's just beautiful. This again is die cast, this piece at the front. That's why it's slightly a different color. That's the matrix chamber, which of course we've just seen the matrix. That's a very interesting bright green with blue bit in the middle, so we can slot that into position there. Again, it's just like a normal G1 cab. So what I mean by that is you can't start attaching the weapon like you can in pretty much all of the other newer molds of this particular figure. You can't. No, there you go. What I mean by that is obviously like the Siege and the Earthrise and everything like that, you can put the Optimus Prime weapon on the back, but with the original cab you couldn't. To be honest guys, there isn't really much more to say about this. If you've got no idea how big a G1 cab is, there's an Earthrise one just to give you an idea with regards to the size of that. But there we go, that's pretty much all there is to say about this particular mode. Let's get him into robot mode and see how he looks like that. Okay then, so here he is in his robot mode. Apologies, no transformation process on this video. That's because it's separately uploaded and I want to keep the main length of this particular video down. And again, although this still looks really basic, there's just something pretty special about this mold. Now granted, you're talking to somebody who holds his hands up and admits wholeheartedly that I'm very, very biased, purely because of course I was lucky enough to have a G1 Prime as a kid. It's just so special. I love the fact that the chrome just reflects, and again, it's probably not that great when you're watching it, so I apologize, but just that just makes the figure amazing for myself. So if you're unaware of Missing Link, let me show you this. So the head of course will spin around like so. You could class that looking up and down, but of course it's not. The arms will go all the way around. This is really difficult with the reflection. You'll get the full T and some more. It'll go right the way up like so. You've got a swivel there at the bottom of the bicep. You've got your bicep flexion on ratchets, you've got wrist swivel, you've got a genuine ab crunch with this guy as well. There we go, which is ridiculous because, you know, most mainline now, even leader class figures, do not have the ab crunch, but they put it on this. There is a bit of a waist swivel. You've just got to move these around even more. It's not too much, so you won't get too much out of it. It's just mainly because this part here is moving. You can see that's slightly separate, but don't overdo it because it'll snap. It's not designed to go all the way around. The legs though will go knee bend in it. You can turn them out, you can turn them in ever so slightly. It's ridiculous. The foot coming down, this is still just blowing my mind. As I say, I've already got, funny enough, I'll bring them in very quickly just to show you. I can put them back down. I've already got and played with, of course, the animated one. Let's get rid of that glare, so sorry guys. And the G1 toy based one, and it's still just fantastic. I can't tell you sort of how good it really is. I think enough people I managed to twist their arm and just said, no, you need to get it, you need to see the difference, because it's just insane. And then of course seeing their face as well was of course all really nice. So here we've got, again, animated original. Let me bring this out of the way. They're all of the Energon axes that come with the 3 missing links so far. And what I like about this is it's really, really easy to attach. He says that. Let's see if we can do this in one take. Lift that up, pop that into the hand, close it over. Thank heavens that works straight away. And then the same with the gun will go in the hand like so. So again, fully posable, turning him around. There's loads to do. As I say, I'm not too sure if I could, yeah, you can see, you can turn it out that way. There is more movement in there than perhaps what I'm willing to do at the moment with this brand new figure, and in all honesty, I'm probably not going to be playing with him, and I'm not the greatest toy photographer either, so that's probably the upper limit of my posability capabilities of these particular figures. I'm going to very quickly, even though I now don't think this is going to fit in scale or in the camera. This, of course, was the trailer. Oh, I nearly knocked one of them over. And as I say, if we go back to the homage of the original toys, if I bend that there, lift it up, as I say, this, of course, you can't see. Let me do this. This, of course, as I say, was a repair bay for this great figure, and it still will do exactly the same. To be fair, you can display it like that. I love the fact that they still keep it quite relevant, even in the new version, obviously, of the Studio Series 86 Prime that we've just got. It's really important that they keep it in, because it is just such, it's just obviously such an integral part to, of course, what we grew up with Optimus Prime, with Convoy, and of course with the Diaclone homages of this. There's not much more to say about it. It's just, it is a yellow version of your standard missing link. But again, for those people who haven't got an idea of the size of this particular figure, before I bring in a few more Optimuses, or convoys shall we say, there is Earthrise. Which other ones? I've got loads here at the moment. There is the new Transformers 1. Very quickly, Here is a New Age one, which is the third party company, if anybody asks, just again to give you an idea of some size. There is a Reactivate. And there is your Fractured Friendships. I'm not going to bring in any more because we'll just sort of be here all day with me bringing in Optimuses. But what I will do is bring a couple of these in that you may or may not have seen. So I've got a grey Bape, which is just the standard G1 cab. I've got the red Bape, red and brown one, which we can see there. I haven't put his fists on because I've just took him off the back of the Magnus. That is your shining Magnus cab. And then just one or two more. Which one shall I bring in? I'll bring in green Bape very quickly. And yeah, I can't fit. I'll try and fit the Jafcon Prime in. Let's see if I can get Jafcon in without knocking everything over. Let's just take this one out of the way and put Jafcon in as well. Again, if you want to see any of these are the Bape, BAPE, and that is Jafcon Prime. There are full reviews of these particular figures on this channel. You can also check them out. But as long as they keep doing molds like this, I'm going to be one of them people that keeps buying them. So you guys, let me know in the comments if you're as guilty as me for that. And of course, take care, guys.